Willie D live.
What's up, family? Meanwhile, back at racism headquarters. And racism headquarters is anywhere in the United States of America. That's right. All you people up north, y'all need to stop looking down here in the South and thinking that, oh, they really got it bad. They got it bad. No, y'all catching hell too. East Coast, West Coast, y'all catching hell too. If it's in the United States and you black, you're going through it. You're subjected to all of these uncivilized mud actions, just like the black people of the South. The only difference between us and y'all is location. That's it. That's it. Family, check this out, man. This is going to run you hot right here, so you might want to grab some ice.
Slow the fuck down!
Well, I'll let you know the
because
speed
you
limit
won't see
says...
me into that motherfucker because I'll make sure of it.
Okay.
You got it?
Oh, I hear you. Like I said, the speed limit is 15.
The speed limit ain't 15.
This is
a private fucking road.
That's what my GPS tells me.
I don't give a fuck what your GPS tells you. Fuck your GPS and your electronics.
Okay.
You fucking drive like a white man or don't come in here.
Drive like a white man? What's that supposed to mean?
No. Slow this motherfucker down. I need...
How exactly does a white man drive? Do white men follow the speed limit all the time? Do white men don't get in car wrecks? They don't drive fast or too slow? Or they don't commit traffic infractions? They don't cross the double lines and stuff like that. They don't do stuff like that. Drive like a white man. That's entitlement. That's one who thinks that they're better. He really thinks he's superior because his skin is a different tone. I blame his mom and his daddy. Well, his mammy and his pappy. His grandmammy and his grandpappy. Their grandmammies and their grandpappies. It was actually passed down. Yeah, fam. Now, this was a FedEx driver. These FedEx drivers, man, y'all better be careful out there because these uncivilized mutts are everywhere. And you don't know when you're going to pull up on one. These uncivilized mutts, they got it out for you. Yeah, fam. I've been seeing, drivers, all types of drivers, but it seems like as of late, there's been an uptick in FedEx drivers being caught up in these type of altercations where you have white folks accosting them, like telling them where they should be parked and how they should be driving and where they should not drive and, just going crazy. I've even seen one try to take the FedEx driver's truck. So check this out, fam. Here's another one. This one here is a father and son who shot at a black dude. Yeah.
American FedEx driver. Brandon Case is charged with attempting to cause bodily injury with a firearm, and his father, Gregory Case, is charged with conspiring with Brandon to commit aggravated assault. DeMontario Gibson says he was trying to find an address while delivering packages for his job at FedEx when he says he was chased and shot at by the Cases, the bullets hitting his work van. DeMontario Gibson is joining us now to tell us what happened. He is here with his attorney, Carlos Moore, as well. DeMontario, thank you so much. This sounds terrifying. Can you tell us what happened?
Okay, so basically on the evening of January 24th, I was attempting to deliver a package to 417 Junior Trail, and I accidentally put the wrong address in, so I couldn't find the house. I eventually found the right address and proceeded to deliver the package to it. Upon doing it, I was approached by a white vehicle, and that vehicle chased me, tried to cut me off, and I miraculously got out of there. I went down the street about 2 or 3 houses after I got away from the initial vehicle, and there was a guy standing in the middle of the road holding a gun at my vehicle telling me to stop, which I did not do. They essentially just chased me out the city, and I had to file a police report after that. Shots were fired into my van as well. Yes, ma'am. That's a quick summary of it.
Very quick and helpful. And so you were wearing your FedEx uniform when they saw you outside of your van, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. I was fully dressed in FedEx uniform.
And what do you think the cases were trying to do? Were they trying to kill you?
Honestly, in my humble opinion, I think they were, because after they fired the initial shots, they continued to chase me out of the city again. I say so. If you didn't succeed the first time, then I could just only imagine what they was going to do if they had caught me.
Did they say anything? What do you think their motivation was here?
Obviously, fam, she's being rhetorical. What do you think their motivation was? What do you think? What do you think? They wanted to harm him. Yeah. And they were counting on getting away with it. See, in these smaller towns, you'll see more of this type of stuff happening because there's little to no oversight. Oftentimes, these dudes will commit these crimes because their daddies, their cousins, their mamas are working in the sheriff's department, or they are the sheriff. They are the judges. They work in the permits department. They work in the survey department. They got it on lock. So who you gonna tell? Yeah. So a lot of them, fam, ain't no telling how many black people they done killed already. If he doing all of that, especially 30-something years old, he's probably already killed somebody. Yeah. So here's another one.
All right. That's what pure racism look like. This guy right here. So this guy wants to call the police, and all I did was deliver a package.
They're on their way.
Already, look. He want to call the police because I delivered his package. I delivered his package. Look at this. I work for FedEx. I come down this long driveway. This is my first time delivering to this house. And he want to raise hell, not being considerate. Yeah, close it, yo. I'm at this house. Look at this driveway. Look at this driveway. Way back there, the street way up there. Of course I drove my truck way back here. And then he wanted to stand in front of my truck and not let me leave. Now I can't leave because he wanted to call the police.
You got enough? Had enough? Well, let me just play this one more, fam. Let me play at least one more, okay? Here's another FedEx driver. This one, horrible ending.
Details tonight: the shooting death of a FedEx employee at the company's Riviera Beach facility. Taylor Vidro was arrested, charged with first-degree murder. Investigators say he followed Nathaniel Paget from Port St. Lucie, then killed him at the FedEx hub. But the accused killer claims it was self-defense. Reporter Rachel Perry has the latest information.
We now know this started on the turnpike in Port St. Lucie and ended with the suspect shot multiple times in the FedEx parking lot in Riviera Beach, and the suspect claiming self-defense. Booked in the Palm Beach County Jail, Tyler Vidro is facing a first-degree murder charge. Riviera Beach police say the victim, Nathaniel Paget, was driving his FedEx truck from Port St. Lucie back to Riviera Beach when Vidro began following him all the way to the private FedEx parking lot. That's where police say Vidro confronted Paget, claiming he hit his vehicle. Paget ignored him, driving away. As Vidro followed, police say Paget then got out and confronted him while holding a block in his hand. That's when officials say Vidro shot Paget 7 times, quickly driving off. Less than 20 minutes later, court records show Vidro called 911 and told police he shot a man in self-defense, claiming the man threatened his life and he had to use his firearm. However, investigators say that's not the case, as Paget attempted to get away multiple times, charging Vidro with first-degree.
New details.
Okay, so that's that. Create chaos, play the victim. Create chaos, play the victim. What they're counting on is this racist, corrupt system that's ran by people who look like them mostly, slapping them on the wrist or giving them a complete pass because they've seen so many of their kind doing the same thing. So this is why they do it. They've seen so many of their kind accost black people and not get their heads knocked off, run up on black people, threaten black people, and nothing, and the black person kind of just take it. So they're counting on that. They're counting on that. They're counting on the black person to be subdued, docile, and they're counting on law to back them up. They're trying to weaponize, they're weaponizing their race when they go through the justice system. And that's what they're banking on. They're banking on those two elements. Take the accountability away because they can't control the other one. They can't control the fact that they're white, right? But take the lack of accountability away, and their ass gonna get in line just like the rest of society because they really not tough. They're really not bad at all. They're just people who are mentally ill. There's something wrong with them. They're mentally ill. They do not know how to operate in a civilized society. So they act out. They become impossible to deal with. And it's not that they're just acting out with black people. If you look at their life, take a closer look at their life, they behave like they're inside of their home also. The problem is that they pass that down to their kids, and their kids grow up with that same type of anger, that same type of hatred. Like the father and the son who shot at the FedEx driver. Instead of the father saying, you know what, I know that's messed up about me. It's cost me relationships. It's probably cost me a job or two. You know I got some issues. I got some anger issues. Let me not pass that down to my son. They proudly pass it down to their son. Same way with the uncivilized mutts who killed Ahmaud Arbery. Same thing. Now, you other drivers out there, don't just think this is exclusive to FedEx drivers, because it's also happening a whole lot to UPS drivers, and perhaps even more to Amazon drivers and DoorDash. This is just people trying to deliver some food. Man, you know, food's supposed to comfort you. Food's supposed to make you happy because you're eating. You know, it's something about food, especially when it tastes good. If you're ordering DoorDash, obviously you're ordering something that, you know, well, typically you're ordering something that you know how it tastes. You probably had it before. So food's supposed to put you in a good mood. Not even food can control these animals. Check this story out.
Is now facing charges accused of shooting at a DoorDash driver over a dispute related to an order. Detectives say a 19-year-old man was driving his delivery vehicle when gunfire suddenly hit the rear window. And we're hearing from that driver tonight. Action News reporter Becca Henderson is live in Richland Town, Bucks County with those details. Becca.
Rick, that driver's so lucky to be alive. That bullet was about an inch away from critically injuring or maybe even killing him. And here's the catch. The guy said his delivery was late. The driver had no idea.
I heard a shatter of my windshield, and it just sounded like it was raining. It's just glass.
In that moment, 19-year-old Khalik Lewis says he didn't know he had nearly been shot.
It was through the hood, so I could poke a finger through where it was.
It was a bullet. Lewis says he was driving for DoorDash on Saturday night around 9:30 p.m. when he pulled up to a customer's home on the 100 block of Cherry Street in Richland Town Borough.
He said, "Any reason you were so late?" And that's when I turned around at him and I was like, I don't know, because I had a double dash.
He is 32-year-old Keelan McKeever. Lewis says McKeever was angry, flipping him off, and was coming toward his car. So he started honking and tried to get out of there as fast as he could.
I was just really scared. So I floored it, honking, obviously, because he's coming up to my car in my space.
Police say McKeever fired a shot. The bullet lodged in Lewis's sweatshirt. He drove away and called 911, still not knowing exactly what happened.
He shot a 9mm gun at me, bullet, and we found the fragment in my hood, and there was a hole in the back of my car.
State police arrested McKeever Monday on charges including attempted homicide. DoorDash said in a statement in part, "This is an utterly shocking and senseless act of violence. We're relieved the dasher wasn't injured, and we've reached out to make sure they are okay," and that they've deactivated McKeever's account.
That's enough of that mumbo jumbo. DoorDash, FedEx, Amazon, UPS need to do a better job at protecting their drivers. And here's how they can do it. Because they make so much money for these respective cities that they are in, because they make so much money for the states that they're in, they can go to Congress and lean on the lawmakers to make it a very harsh crime for those who violate. They can really go in on the sentencing guidelines. They can make it extremely hard. They can make it to a point to where these uncivilized mutts will say, you know what? I'm not going to take that chance. This is a kid. They always talk about the kids ain't doing this, the kids ain't doing that. Here's a young man that's going about his business. He's working for his. He got all kind of options out there to go out there and do something stupid. But he's working for his. He's doing what is asked of him. He's working for it. And he's just doing his job, and he's being threatened with death. See, this is why I don't respect none of y'all who try to paint black people with a broad brush and say, this is how all of them are. This is how all the youth are. Because obviously we see that they're all not like that. This young man is a prime example that everybody are not the same. But we didn't need him to show this example, but this is just for the uncivilized mutts who try to group us together, right? But what they won't do is group all white folks in with this uncivilized mutt who threatened this boy's life, you know, who shot at this boy, tried to kill him. That's attempted murder. His funky ass need to be in prison. That's how that go. Y'all be careful out there, fam. Ain't no way I'd be, if I wasn't rapping or whatever, if I was hard up for money, if I needed a job, being a delivery driver would be the last job I would take, because man, you don't know who door you're knocking on. You don't know what driveway you're pulling up in. These uncivilized mutts are everywhere. And some of them are just looking for an excuse. They got their reason why they want to harm you. But many of them are just looking for an excuse. So make sure you don't give them one. No more talk.